Welcome in, AJ. Let's talk sports. We're going to be talking about UFC Pick'em show here. UFC Vegas 80 preview in Las Vegas, Nevada. Dawson versus Green. But first, I would like to thank each and every one of you for listening to my show. We're coming up on 400 total subscribers. This is my 4th season of AJ Let's Talk Sports. It's been an up and down roller coaster battle, but I want to say thank you for each and every one of you. Thank you. God bless. I love it. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can bring in more people, make this a real show, get some editing done, doing all kinds of stuff. All right, UFC Fight Night, Dawson versus Green. I want to talk two fighters. Then we're going to get a second chance. Beat Diaz via KO in the second round in a minute 39 seconds. Went into the UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Song. That was a September 17th, pretty much last year, 2022. Ahmedovsky is who he beat in round 1 at 3:55 left to go, and it was via knockout TKO. And then he was at UFC 287, Pereira versus Adesanya 2, and he beat Mearshart in April. This is only about 5 months ago or so, and he beat him and by round 1 knockout. So he's had all knockouts in the UFC, looks like, but he is 11-2. He has 2 losses. And let's see, he's out. His nickname's the Body Bags, orthodox with a 75-inch reach. And I just want to kind of talk about it. We already talked about where he came from and what he's doing. Marquez MMA. Joe Piper, he's the up-and-comer. And I watched a little bit of Dana White stuff about him. And he's a freaking stud. He's a freaking beast. And he's fighting Abdul Razak Hassan. So basically, the Razak Al-Hassan is the only one on the main card not from America. Everybody is from America, and I always pick American fighters. And there you go. Joe Piper is going to get it done. And then we're going to go into Grant Dawson. This is going to be the fight of the night. And 20-1. I've watched some Dawson highlights, and he is a grinder. He's like a kind of ground and pound guy. It could be a boring fight sometimes, but with Green, it doesn't seem like it's going to, because Bobby Green is going to be freaking standing up, trying to keep it standing. I don't know how good Bobby Green's defensive takedowns defense is, but we're going to find out against Grant Dawson, because he's going to take it to the ground. He's from American Top Team, 5'10", 156 featherweight. And he's going to take you down, and he's going to try to get your back, and he's going to submit you via rear naked choke. And he's done it numerous times, as you see the highlights there. So Grant Dawson's fighting Bobby Green, but let's take a look at his background here. So recently, back in 2021, he won against Santos at UFC Fight Night, Brunson versus Holland. He had a draw with Glenn, beat Gordon and Madsen via sub, and you can see the highlights there. UFC Fight Night, Font versus Vera, submission in the 3rd round with 4 minutes 11 seconds left against Gordon in April 30th of 2022, and he beat him via sub. And that was, I believe, as a rear naked choke. All the submissions that I've seen Grant Dawson do are rear naked chokes. He takes your back, and he's going to try to submit you. He's going to beat you up. He's going to soften you up. He's going to take your back, and he's going to submit you via rear naked choke. That's all I've seen. He beat Madsen that way. He beat Ismagulov by a unanimous decision at Strickland versus Magomedov, and that was just a little bit ago in July of 2023. So another thing, I love Strickland. I love Sean Strickland, by the way. Shout out, Sean Strickland. What up, yo? Okay, anyway. I follow him on Instagram. He's really cool. But anyways, 20-1 Grant Dawson. You can't go against Grant Dawson. And I'm going to go ahead and look at some featherweight bout. Alexander Hernandez versus Bill Algeo. And I don't know, dude. Alex Hernandez has the same initials as me, so I got to go Alex Hernandez. I'm going to go ahead and write this. Alex Hernandez. And then I'm going to go, there's Drew Dober versus Ricky Glenn. And the odds are minus 455 with Drew Dober. And I always pick a underdog pick, and this is going to be my dog pick in the lightweight division, lightweight bout. Drew Dober versus Ricky Glenn. And this is going to be tough because it's minus 455. You get your money back if you really want to play. But looks like Drew Dober is really good in the stand-up. And they're both pretty decent in grappling. But this Ricky Glenn guy, I don't even know who he is. But I've heard of Drew Dober. So give me Drew Dober all day. Double D. Give it to me. Going into the welterweight match now, like Joaquin Buckley, that guy's a freaking stud versus Alex Morono. Like I said, all these fighters are all from the United States, except the guy from Ghana, the Arasan, that Joe Piper's fighting. So give me Joaquin Buckley. Like I said, Drew Dober is my dog pick, and Alexander Hernandez because he just has the same last name, the same initials as me. So give me Alex Hernandez over Bill Algio. And that's going to be a close fight, but he's at plus 120. Drew Dober is a minus 455. Actually, he's favored. Never mind. Ricky Glenn is a plus 350. So disregard all that I just told you. So Drew Dober going to win double D. Welterweight, Alex Morono versus Joaquin Buckley. Give me Buckley at a minus 170 odds. Joe Piper versus Abdul Razak Alassane from Ghana. Minus 455 for Joe Piper, and then plus 350 for Al Hassan. And we already talked about Joe Piper. And this is going to be a tough matchup for me. Coming in the lightweight division, the fight main card here with Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green. And obviously, I didn't talk about Bobby Green that much. And Bobby Green will probably win this fight because if it stays standing, I have Bobby Green winning. But if it goes to the ground, obviously Grant Dawson is going to win. So Grant Dawson is number 10 in the lightweight division, climbing the ranks with only one loss. Like I said, like 20-1. He's a minus 455 favorite. If he gets Bobby Green down to the ground, it's going to be a wrap. If he can get him to the ground, I'd say in round 2 with 2 minutes left, and the fight's over by RNC, rear naked choke. You heard it from here. You heard it here first. So check it out Saturday night on ESPN Plus, October 7th, 7 p.m. Prelims start at what time? 4 o'clock. And the main card starts at 7 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Check it out. Ageless Talk Sports. Love you guys. God bless. What do you got to do? You tip the waitress.